Animal Farm is a satirical novella by George Orwell, first published in 1945. The central idea of the novel is to criticize the corrupting influence of power and the dangers of totalitarianism. The story is set on a farm where the animals revolt against their human owner, Mr. Jones, and take control of the farm themselves. The pigs, who are the most intelligent animals on the farm, take on the roles of leaders and establish a new set of rules, known as animalism, which they believe will create a more fair and equal society. However, as the story progresses, the pigs begin to abuse their power and become more and more tyrannical. They manipulate the other animals, rewrite the rules of animalism to suit their own interests, and become more and more like their former human oppressors. The central idea of Animal Farm is that power corrupts, and that those who seek power for their own gain will inevitably become corrupt and oppressive. The story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of totalitarianism and the importance of checks and balances in any society. There are several lessons that can be learned from Animal Farm. Power corrupts. The pigs, who were initially the most intelligent and respected animals on the farm, become corrupt and abusive as they gain more power. This illustrates the dangers of concentrating power in the hands of a few individuals, and the importance of checks and balances to prevent corruption. Totalitarianism is dangerous. The pigs establish a totalitarian regime on the farm, in which they have complete control and the other animals have no say in how the farm is run. This leads to the abuse of power and the exploitation of the other animals. Propaganda can be used to manipulate and deceive people. The pigs use propaganda to manipulate the other animals into believing that they are acting in their best interests, even as they become more and more tyrannical. The dangers of groupthink. The other animals on the farm blindly follow the pigs, even as they become more and more corrupt, because they are afraid to question authority or to think for themselves. This illustrates the dangers of groupthink and the importance of individual critical thinking. The importance of education. The pigs are able to maintain their power because they are more educated than the other animals and are able to manipulate language and ideas to their advantage. This emphasizes the importance of education in helping individuals think critically and resist manipulation. There are several steps that can be taken to prevent the kind of corruption and abuse of power depicted in Animal Farm. Establish checks and balances. It is important to have systems in place that prevent any one individual or group from gaining too much power and control. This can include things like a system of checks and balances, an independent judiciary, and a free press. Foster a culture of transparency and accountability. Transparency and accountability are important for preventing corruption and abuse of power. This can be achieved through things like open government practices, freedom of information laws, and independent oversight bodies. Encourage critical thinking and education. Educating individuals and encouraging them to think critically helps them resist manipulation and propaganda, and makes them less likely to blindly follow authority figures. Promote diversity and inclusion. A diverse and inclusive society is less susceptible to groupthink and more likely to have a range of perspectives and viewpoints represented. This can help prevent the kind of consensus that can lead to the abuse of power. Protect and defend civil liberties. Civil liberties, such as freedom of speech and freedom of the press, are important for preventing abuses of power and promoting a healthy democracy. It is important to defend and protect these liberties at all times.